Hey guys, so I've been thinking a lot about, this state of flow. When people get into like a flow or like a zone, they it seems like they go into another dimension. They go into another world. They become something else. They're able to do what may seem to be supernatural. Their senses seem to be heightened, like they're on ecstasy or like they're on some drugs or something like. And it's just because they get into a flow, they get into a certain zone. It happens all the time in sports. It happens when people innovate things, when people, become endeavors, when people when people learn new things, when people discover things, they get into this state of flow, and something almost supernatural seems to happen. Something absolutely out of the ordinary seems to take place. And what is this state of flow? How does it happen? Why does it happen? Is it something we do? Is it something we muster up? Is it something that, we gain a focus? And because we're focused so keenly on something that we're going after, and that it just manifests that way. Is that what happened? Or is it just that it just happens out of nowhere? Is it random? Is it, what's the motive behind it? Why do these things happen? Why do people get into a flow state? Why do people get into other zones where it seems like they're able to do supernatural things? I always question, I've just been thinking about this lately. Why does this happen? It happens in sports. There's been the greatest picture-perfect moment, like when Jordan hit that shot over Craig Elo. When a race was won in the Olympics recently, when a race, running or swimming or whatever the sport may be, when it was run just by the fraction of the time, these picture-perfect moments. People get into a flow state. They break a record. They create things. They discover new endeavors that people never discovered before. They discover new things. They embark on a new journey when they get into this flow, when they get into another zone. And I've just been thinking, I've been pondering, I've been trying to discover, and I've just been, so obsessed with why does this happen? How could I? And then even more, something that that's just been possessing my thoughts and my meditation is, how can I live in this state all the time? How can I, not only for myself, but how can I help other people to live in this state of flow, this zone? How could I get people, and how can we all live in this all the time, to where we're just progressing and we're doing crazy supernatural things all the time just by getting a flow? How do we do this? That's what I want to know. How do I get into this flow all the time? How do I stay there? How do I live a life of flow? Of just in a zone. Totally just absolutely boom, thing just happened because I'm in a flow. And that's why I want to live all the time. I go through life, and there's parts where I'm in a flow and I'm able to like do things where I'm like, wow, I amaze myself, and crazy things like that happen. But then at the same time, it's like, why do we get out of it? How come we can't just stay in the flow all the time? Why can't we just live a life of flow? That's where I want to get to. That's where I'm awakening to and discovering more of day by day, moment by moment. I'm discovering and awakening to more of this flow, to this zone. I'm constantly just finding ways to, either through thought patterns or even by tricking my mind to think that I'm in a flow, and it actually creates a flow for myself. And I'm able to get things done. I'm able to do things I want to do. Supernaturally almost, it seems like I'm able to, create. I'm able to discover and able to go on these endeavors and be able to just do things that I want to do and I want to get done. It's like bam, 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 things get done. So it's amazing that we actually can live in this state of flow. We actually can live in a supernatural zone of creativity and that picture perfect moment, that flow that we get in that zone. We could live in this all the time. It's possible. We really can. I believe it. Like, if we could do it for a moment, if we could do it for a day, if we could do it for like a sporting event, like if you've played sports, you've gotten to that zone before. Or if you've, done anything else where you're creating, where you're doing things, you've gotten to that moment before where you're in that flow. You felt that before. You felt that zone. And it felt amazing. You felt like you were just on top of the world. You felt like you were heaven. You felt like you were, you felt good. You felt wonderful. You felt amazing. You felt awesome. I mean, just an amazing feeling. Words can't express it. I'm just giving, notes of what this feels like. And how do we stay in this all the time? How do we experience this flow all the time to where we just live a life of flow? We just live a life in the zone all the time. We're totally in another world, but yet we're able to manifest in this world almost what seems to be supernatural abilities and supernatural things. How do we do this all the time, Like, if you've ever experienced anything like this, please share with me. Please let me know. And I would like to talk about it with you. And if you're curious to know how you can experience this flow all the time more and more, if you have an idea about how we can experience this flow more, please let me know. But another thing I question and I ponder and I'm curious about when I'm thinking about if this is possible and how can I stay in this flow all the time, and if it's possible, is where does the flow come from? Does it come from within me? Oftentimes I feel like the flow just comes from within my being. I feel like it comes from inside of me. I feel like it just grows like a burning, like a fire, like a passion inside me, just boom, and then things happen. I'm in a flow. I'm in that zone. And then at the same time, there's been other moments where I get in the flow, where I get in the zone, and I didn't really focus on it. I didn't feel it on the inside. It happened outside my being. So yeah, I've just, been thinking, like, does this flow state come from within my being? Or does it actually come from externalities? Is it a combination of both? Sometimes I feel it's one, sometimes I feel it's other. And sometimes I even feel like the state of flow comes from both. Like, the external world captivates me, and the external world gets me into this flow. And at the same time, my internal being, myself, my spirit, my thoughts, get me into the state of flow, and I'm able to just do things and be in the zone. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this. Let me know how you guys feel. Let me know your experiences, how you experience things like this of being in a state of flow. It's such a blissful place to be in that zone. And let me know if you feel like it's come more from the inside of your being or from externalities, or a combination of both, or wherever this thing's come from, whatever your experiences, please share. Let me know. And always remember, stay blissful, my friends.